So in this first video in algebra, we're going to be looking at like terms and simplifying them. Now these questions just require you to write the answer. 2 plus 4 plus 5, if we didn't have the x, will be 6 plus 5, which will be 11. So we have 11 x's. That's all we write. We don't need to write anything else. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus this 1 that we don't see is 9, so we write down 9a. In this one now we have a selection of terms. We have x's and we have numbers. So we're going to group them together. 4 plus 3 is 7, so we have 7x. And 2 plus 7 is 9, so we have plus 9. Now they're going to mix them up just to confuse you. 3a plus this 1a, we don't see the 1, is 4a. And then we go back to see what's left. We have a 3 and we have a 4. 3 plus 4 is plus 7. Make sure you write your signs down. Now we have a 5b and a 2b, which is equal to 7b. And we have 6a plus a, which is equal to, not plus, we have plus 7a. Now normally in algebra we do write things alphabetically, so 7a plus 7b is the same as 7b plus 7a. So try and get used to writing the first letter of the alphabet first. So now we'll go to our a's first. We have 3a plus 6a, which is equal to 9a. And we have 3y plus 8y. You could put dots over them to show that you've used every term. 3y plus 8y is 3 plus 8, which is 11, and we're dealing with y's. So learn this skill really quickly in algebra or you will fall behind. Now, if you're not brilliant with adding and subtracting numbers, you could type into your calculator 5 minus 3, which would give 2, and you know you're dealing with x, so it's 2x. I'm going to put this 1 in for the time being. 6 minus 1 is 5, and we have a here. 9 minus 5 is 4, so we have 4a. So you can see how quickly you can write these. The guys that are good at maths, they're not geniuses, they just learn the rules and apply the rules. 7 minus 3 is 4, so 4a. And we have 3 minus 4. Again, if you don't know 3 minus 4, people write 1 a lot. But if we are at number 3 on the number line, 1, 2, 3, and we take away 4, take away goes left, and addition goes right. So you can picture the number line in your head without having to write it. Minus 1 will be here, and minus 2 will be here. So if you're taking away, we go left. If we're at the number 3 and we take away 4, you can see that it's a jump of 3 to 0, and we'd have to jump another 1 to jump 4 altogether, and we'd end up at this term here, which is minus 1. So we have 4a minus 1. You could also type into your calculator 3 minus 4 equals, to give you minus 1. If it was 3a minus 4a, it will be minus 1a, which we could also write as just minus a, which we're going to see coming up in a minute with x. Now we have 5x minus 2x is 3x. We can't do anything else with the x. And we have 6 minus 8. Can you picture the number line? We're at 6. We take away 8. We jump 6 back to 0 and then another 2. So we'd end up at minus 2. So minus 2y. This question, 5y minus 10y. And then we have a 2y. So we might do this in 2 steps. 5 minus 10 will be minus 5y. And then I'm going to write the rest of the terms, plus 6 plus 2y. And now we can combine the y's. We can't do anything with the 6. Minus 5 plus 2 will be minus 3y plus 6. Or we could put the two plus terms together. Plus 2 plus 5 is 7y. And then you could say to yourself, minus 10 plus 7 would also be minus 3. So practice these questions to get good at them. No point in moving on in algebra till you've learned the first skill. Next question is 2a plus 7a. So your brain should think 2 plus 5 is 7, and we have a. 6 plus 11, you can see I'm not saying the x. 6 plus 11 is 17, and we're dealing with x. 3 plus x, 3x plus x is 3 plus 1, which is 4. You can put the ones in to help you at the start. 4 minus 2 is 2, and we're dealing with y. So you can see how quickly you can write these answers when you think about algebra and use the correct language in your brain. 1 plus 8 is equal to 9, so we have 9p. 11 minus 8 is 3, so 3m. 1 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 8, so we have 8p. 5 minus 1 is 4, so we have 4t. Now it's the first time seeing squared, but we think about it the same way. We have 9 plus 2, which is 11, so we have 11, and the letter is x squared. And here we have an xy, combination of letters, but we still think the same. We say 3 plus 2 is 5, and we're dealing with xy. So that's simple. Let's see, can you master these ones? You might want to try and pause the video and do these. 15 minus 3 minus 1 is 12 minus 1, which is 11. Again, you could type into your calculator 15 minus 3 minus 1, and it will give 11, and then you add the x on at the end. Start with the first term here, 3ab. We have another ab here, 4ab. We can't combine them with the a. 3 plus 4 is 7, and we have ab's. Then we have, I'm going to say the plus one first. Sometimes our brain prefers the plus number first. 2 minus 1 is 1, so we have 1a. And a lot of students just leave it like this without the sign, but when we have multiple terms, we have to have signs in between. Here we have x squared again, but we have 7 minus 4 is 3, so we have 3x squared. 14 a squared, here's my other a squared, so 14 minus 12 is 2, so we say 2a squared. 12 or plus 12 minus 3, 12 minus 3 is 9, so put your 9 down, don't forget your sign. 3 minus 12 will be minus 9. And here we're going to have 3 xy's minus 7 xy's, so say 3 minus 7, picture that number line. We'd be back at minus 4, and we have xy. And then 4y minus y, what we say in our brain is 4 minus 1 is 3. So we have 3y, and it's a plus. And finally with this one we have y cubes. It doesn't matter, we say the same kind of language in our head. 10 plus 2 is 12, and we have y cubes. Then we have two more terms, and you can see here there's no other y's and there's no other numbers, so it's just minus 4y plus 6. So the last 10 questions, you can see in the first one they're all x squareds. We have 3 plus 6 is 9, minus 1 is 8, so we have 8x squareds. Now we have a 1 minus 1x minus 1x, and if you're on a number line here, 0 minus 1 minus 2. If we're at minus 1 and we take away another 1, we go back 1, we end up at minus 2, so we have minus 2x. 3a, I always underline the first term and then look for something like it. We have a 4a, 3 plus 4 is 7, so we have 7a. Then we have 2b plus 5b is plus 7b. 2x squared plus 3x squared, we want to say 2 plus 3 is 5, so we have 5x squareds. 6 or plus 6 plus 3, 6 plus 3 is 9, we have 9x. And again, put your sign in, plus 9x. With these ones here, we have x squared. Have we any other x squared? This one is x cubed, so no. This one is x squared, so we say 2 plus 4 is 6. We have 6x squareds. Then cubes, we have 3x to the power of 3 or x cubed. We have 3 of them and 5 of them. 3 plus 5, we have 8x cubes. Students that don't know the rules could write 14x squared at this point, or 14x cubed, or 14x to the power of 6, or 14x to the power of 5. All different types of solutions when you mix up the rules of algebra, but none of these are correct. Keep it simple. We can't combine x squared and x cubed. We could multiply them, which you will see later. Now we have w's. 7w minus 1w. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6w. And then we have minus 2v's minus 1v. So say minus 2 minus 1, and your brain should tell you the answer, minus 3. V, if it doesn't, practice on a calculator till you get really good. 5ab plus 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8, and we have ab. Now, minus 1, there's a 1 here that we don't see. So we have, I'm going to say the plus number first, we have 3xy's minus 1xy. 3 minus 1 is 2. So we have 2xy's plus 2xy's. Hopefully you're masters of them at this point. We're on question 35, 36, 37, and 38. 3a. We any other a's? We've plus 2. So 3 plus 2, I can see there's no other a's, is 5a's. Minus 1b plus 4b. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to say 4 minus 1 is plus 3b. Then I have minus c plus 3c, and you can see I've underlined them all or taken all of them into account. So I'm going to say plus 3c minus c. I'm going to say 3 minus 1 is 2. So I have plus 2c. Now this is a tricky one. There's a 1 again that we don't see here. So the number in this first term is a half. Have I any other x's? I do. Here's another half an x. A half plus a half. Type it into your calculator and you're just going to get a whole one. Half plus a half is 1x. We don't need the 1. And then we have 2y minus 1y. 2 minus 1 is just plus 1y, which we could write like this, but when we're going to get good at them, we're going to just write x plus y. You don't need the brackets, but I'm just separating them. Now, ABs, we have 4 of them. We're taking away 3 of them. So we have 1 of them, 1AB, which you guys are now going to write as AB. We have 2CD plus 1CD. 2 plus 1 is 3CD. 3CD. So hopefully at this point you're all masters of like terms. Practice the questions that you have in your book and then move on to the next video, which we'll look at multiplying and dividing in algebra and the language that should be used.